What's up with that? Getting pushy as a subcontractor to the main contractor. You've got some nerve. I was being told this by Ryan Redfield, a department head at the main contracting company. So many statements throwing me off balance. And to top it off, calling me bottom of the barrel guy because I'd only graduated high school. I was seriously considering asking for a different assignment after this project was over. The $70 million project I received from Ryan, I tackled with all my might, united in effort, but what caused it to fall through? Maybe my lack of ability played a part. I'm eating right now, so wait till tonight, bottom of the barrel guy, haha. In such lines, all the reasons were hidden. My name is Michael. Right after graduating high school, I joined the Thompson Manufacturing Company. I lost my father early and was raised by my mother alone. With a younger sister and brother, I gave up on college to lessen the burden on my mother and chose to work. My mother strongly advised me to go to college, but I kept refusing. I hate studying, I said, choosing work over further education. Every time I saw her for several days, she kept saying I should go to college. At that point, I decided I'd find a job and never go to college out of sheer stubbornness. The job at Thompson Manufacturing, where I now work in sales, was suggested by my mother after she gave in. Assigned to the sales department, I learned from my superiors at work and devoured self-help books at home, striving to improve every day. 10 years passed. I was now accompanying Emily, my mentor in the company, who was about to retire for marriage, to a client meeting. Redfield Motors here produces several world-leading products. Their representative, Kevin, is a senior colleague who taught me what sales are all about. He's great. Since Michael, you're taking over from me, make sure you do well. Emily was a top-performing saleswoman. With her retiring, I took over some of her clients. Today was one such day accompanying her. Upon arriving at Redfield Motors, we were led to the meeting room. Emily is getting married. Congratulations. I first thought Thompson Manufacturing was joking, sending a greenhorn straight out of college as our report. Just kidding, though. You've been a hard worker and we've had a good relationship. It's like seeing off my own kid today. The meeting proceeded in a friendly manner throughout. Michael, right. Looking forward to working with you. I have something I'd like to request of your company right away. I listened closely and proceeded with the discussion, helped by Emily's input. I'll take this back to the office and get back to you early next week. That would be great. Will Emily still be around by then? She'll be here until the 31st of this month, so let us know if you need anything. I immediately started working on the paperwork for the request from Redfield Motors, running it by Emily, and then getting approval from my boss, David. I then scheduled an appointment with Kevin and visited Redfield Motors. What's this? Who are you? I was told the rep was a stunningly beautiful woman, and here you are, a young man. Our company must really be underestimated as a mere subcontractor. The man who appeared in the meeting room was holding a soda bottle, wearing a shirt with a goofy pattern, and surprisingly, a tattoo was visible peeking out from under his sleeve. He had long, blonde hair and looked to be about my age, a young man for sure. I'm Ryan. I was assigned as your new contact, but I'm withdrawing, that's that. Saying this, the young man named Ryan left the meeting room. I had no idea what had just happened. After waiting about 10 minutes in the meeting room, the man who called himself Ryan returned. Still here, Hut, good for you. If you had left, I was thinking of canceling the deal. The old man must have asked you for something. Show me. Explain it quickly. As I prepared, feeling a bit thrown off, I asked him a question that was on my mind. What about our usual contact, Kevin? He was useless, so I sent him to warehouse duty. Hurt his back in 3 days and is now hospitalized. Useless, right? Haha. I calmly began explaining the details of the documentation. So, How much will it cost and by when can you deliver? As I mentioned at the end of our last meeting, the proposal is on the last page. $10,000 for 2 weeks, huh? No, it's $100,000 for 2 weeks. That's expensive. A tenfold increase just like that, and you are just a subcontractor. I deliberately kept silent. I like that look on your face. Let's go with this for now. You do the whole signing the contract thing, right? I'll get it done. So come pick it up tomorrow. Somehow, despite feeling off, it seemed like I had managed to close the deal. The next day, I went to see Ryan at Redfield Motors to pick up the contract from the day before. Wow, you're early. The contract is ready, so take it with you. Thank you. I'll get started on the work right away. What? You haven't started yet? I could have canceled it, you know. Excuse me. I like that look, that reaction of yours. See ya. It really threw me off. As I was leaving the meeting room, someone called out from behind. It was Kevin, on crutches. Ryan told me about you. Are you okay? It was tough manual labor I wasn't used to. It got me good. We talked for a while and then parted ways. A few days later, while doing desk work in the office in the afternoon, I got an internal call from a colleague in another department. The call was about no payment received from Redfield Motors yet. Normally, such delays never happened, so they contacted me as the person in charge. I confirmed the delay in payment and contacted Ryan at Redfield Motors. What's this? A subcontractor daring to chase the main contractor for payment. You've got guts. Don't worry, though. I just went on a vacation, and the processing got delayed. You can wait a couple of days, right, as a subcontractor. He said that unilaterally and hung up. Main contractor or subcontractor, does it matter that much between representatives? I thought he should have done it before going on vacation, but I didn't say it. I made the call, and payment was finally confirmed 4 days later. Just as I was about to call, the phone rang. Michael, you have a call. It's Ryan from Redfield Motors. Ryan was calling. I just finished the procedure. You should be grateful that a main contractor is personally informing a subcontractor over the phone. Thank you. Similar payment delays started happening frequently after this incident. Despite Ryan's somewhat prickly way of speaking on the call, I endured it. You're always so cool. Here's a big chance coming up. Did you know about the new safety standards changing early next year? Every company will need this new part to pass inspection. Yes, several small parts requiring advanced manufacturing. Right. Subcontractor with quick info, as expected. So, here's the thing. I'm looking for a company to make these. I've entered your company in the running. It's a deal worth over $70 million. You're entering, right? There's a joint briefing tomorrow at 1 p.m. in the large conference room on the 3rd floor of Redfield Motors headquarters. All interested subcontractors, gather, or rather, just come. And that's what Ryan said. What should we do? I was confirming this big deal Ryan mentioned with my boss, David. I want the part specifications now. Need to hear from the ground crew too. Let's take our engineer and go there on the day. The engineer and I were led to the large conference room on the 3rd floor of Redfield Motors headquarters at 12:40 p.m. the next day. Impressive headquarters. There were 3 conference rooms just in the corridor we passed through. We took our seats, 10 minutes early, but no one else showed up. Then the conference room door opened. I thought it might be another company, but it was Ryan and a few men in work clothes. Let's start then. Today, the guys from the field will explain. You'll get 3 copies of the same document. Share with the person next to you. You guys, explain it clearly, so even this dumb subcontractor can understand. It's a valuable explanation from a main contractor, so listen carefully, subcontractors. Aren't other companies coming? The answer was straightforward. There's no other subcontractor capable of doing this but you. Didn't invite anyone else. Don't get too cocky just because a main contractor called you up. We listened for about 2 hours to 2 engineers from Redfield Motors and 1 expert from a specialized agency. Can you really make it, being just a subcontractor? Based on our discussions with the engineers, it seems feasible, but I have a few questions, if that's okay. Go ahead, ask anything. The engineer and I asked several questions. Is that all? No more questions. Can we end this meeting, subcontractors? Thank you. We now have a clear idea, so we'll take this back and consider it. It's a $70 million annual deal. Don't talk big and then say you can't do it, especially as a subcontractor. I returned to the office and, as planned, held a meeting with the heads of each department. To make this, we'll need to use a patented technology we acquired earlier. We don't have a memorandum of understanding regarding its use with Redfield Motors, so we'll need their signature. Well, we can make a prototype in 4 days. Easier than I thought. I checked with each department and contacted Ryan the next day to make an appointment and visit. Let me guess, you are here to decline a $70 million deal, subcontractor. I had come to Redfield Motors meeting room with the engineer. It was a challenging request, but our engineers managed to shape it. Made a sample, did you? How is it? I handed the sample received from Ryan to the head of Redfield Motors technical department. The department head started measuring the sample from every angle. The size and shape are perfect. Please allow us to perform a functionality check. We have our engineer here, so we'd definitely like you to see it. Take them with you and do it quickly. Feel free to use the room. The department head left the meeting room with our engineer to perform the field verification. If the sample works out, we'll proceed as planned, but what about the price and delivery schedule? Depending on the sample, that's the intention. Right. Those guys are taking their time, aren't they? The head of Redfield Motors technical department and our engineer returned. The sample passed, despite being from a subcontractor. Let's proceed as planned. Thank you. However, to manufacture this product, we need to use patented technology. To proceed as planned, we need a signature by 8 p.m. on the 30th. The 30th, just 3 days away, a signature. Mine should be fine, right? Should I write Michael? Just kidding. Need the company sticker too. Impossible at this hour. We'll do it another day. Please, I urge you to take care of it. Don't get so high and mighty as a subcontractor. Didn't you learn that in college? I wouldn't know. I didn't go to college. What? Bottom of the barrel? That's why you could take such an attitude. Just so you know, there are no bottom of the barrel employees at Redfield Motors. That's why you could only get into a subcontractor. Haha. After this is over, I seriously thought about asking for a change in assignment. I've been calling daily for the documents since then, but today I was told I was busy yesterday, so come tomorrow. When I visited the next day, I was informed Ryan is off today. Suddenly, it was the last day, the 30th. He's not at his desk right now. Can't you get a hold of Ryan? It's urgent. Please wait a moment. I was genuinely panicking. It was just before 7 p.m. Here's a call from Ryan. Are the documents ready? What's up? I'm meeting right now. Just ordered, so I'll be back in 2 hours. Come then. I'm going out of my way to return after dinner for a subcontractor. But the deadline is in an hour. Extend it. I was off yesterday, so it's additional time. Maybe stoppage time is easier for you to understand. Bottom of the barrel guy. That's not how it works. I'm eating right now, so wait till tonight. Bottom of the barrel guy. Haha. Really? Is that okay? Huh? I didn't receive the documents from Redfield Motors. Yes, I understand. I'll do as instructed. It was my lack of ability. I apologize. Thank you for saying that. I'll head back to the office now. At 8:10 p.m. on the 30th, I contacted David, who was waiting at the company. It seems President Thompson was there too. When I returned to the office, David and President Thompson approached me. Let's wrap this up once and for all. I sent an email to Ryan. After that, I was busy drafting messages to various parties about the conclusion of the project and expressing our gratitude for their efforts. Frankly, thinking about the next day was depressing. How many places would I have to go around for apology? Anderson Metalworks, who had just informed us they were increasing staff to set up production, had just helped us with the sample. At 9 p.m., as I was preparing to leave, a phone call rang out. What's this about? It's a $70 million deal. Such a big project rarely comes to a subcontractor. Come right now. The documents are ready. You can fudge the time a bit. Thank you for the call. Please don't ask for the impossible. We can't manipulate the time. I'll be taking the documents you gave us to another place. Their deadline is 9 p.m. It's impossible now. Such a big project probably won't come to a small subcontractor like us again. However, we've decided to turn down this big project. It's an order from the president. I'm reflecting on the fact that it wasn't a project for someone with only a high school diploma like me to handle. What do you mean by canceling the contract now? I'll sue you. How am I supposed to explain this to the main contractor? This involves cutting-edge technology. It could even lead to a leak of secrets. We hadn't signed the main contract yet. We didn't receive the documents from you. Maybe you could tell the main contractor that you couldn't contract with the subcontractor because you were reading, but I doubt they'll treat you seriously. As for the leak of cutting-edge technology secrets, the confidentiality of information received from your company in relation to the sample production is assured, as written in the sample production contract. So, don't worry. Damn it, a mere subcontractor. In yesterday's internal meeting, David and President Thompson told me this. There's been no good news from Redfield Motors lately. We've heard from various sources that a guy named Ryan is trouble. It matches the reports we've heard from Michael. Our assigned report if the documents don't arrive in time. We decided to cancel the contract. But canceling a $70 million contract is a big deal for our company too. Yes, it's a big deal for our company. That's why we prioritized minimizing damage over profit. I'm coming over there now. Wait for me. The call was abruptly cut off. Even now, his tone was condescending. The call was on speaker, so David, President Thompson, and many others who were still there heard it. Let's see what face he shows up with. Shall we wait then? We can go out for dinner afterward. David, President Thompson, and I waited in the conference room. It was Ryan and President Redfield who showed up. We've heard from our manager, Ryan. We're truly sorry. If you don't mind me asking, what exactly did Ryan tell President Redfield? He said the contract couldn't be completed due to traffic jams and the paperwork couldn't be handed over. I played the loud call on my phone to President Redfield. Ever since a previous incident with a business partner over a call, I started recording all calls. What's this, Ryan? I'm eating right now. That's different from what you said. I got caught in traffic after eating and returning to the office. I thought something was off. I couldn't understand why Thompson Manufacturing would cancel the contract, but now it makes sense. By the way, do you have any more recordings of Ryan's words? If you do, I'd like to hear them. I mercilessly played them for him. A guy, and so young. Our company being underestimated by a subcontractor. What did the old man ask you for? Show me. Explain quickly. As a subcontractor, daring to chase a main contractor. That's enough, thank you. Quite a friendly conversation, huh? I've always told you, Thompson Manufacturing is a partner company. What's this subcontractor talk about? I said you could do as you liked, but I also told you about the responsibilities that come with it. We'll remove him from this project. Would you be willing to accept requests from us instead? Considering the numerous actions, statements, and attitudes of the manager, it's clear that Ryan's lack of management also significantly involves President Redfield. The $70 million project is huge for us as well. However, the damages we've suffered so far are immeasurable. After comprehensive consideration, we've decided to withdraw from all future dealings with Redfield Motors. That is all from us. What? Just because I made a small mistake, you're pulling out of all future deals? Don't we mean anything to you after all we've done? That's not the case, Ryan Miller. We've personally and professionally endured humiliation because of you. How do you know that name? The engineer who accompanied me with the sample last time was from Anderson Metal Works, a part of our group company. That's irrelevant now. Ryan was originally a worker at Anderson Metal Works. He was handsome and excellent in conversations with women, spending nights with different women each day. One day, he met President Redfield's daughter and learned about an unplanned pregnancy. Ryan was preparing to leave the town, but the woman was delayed in leaving her home, and it led to him being forcibly taken to the Redfield residence. Upon arriving, Ryan was surprised to find himself in a luxurious house. He understood then that a subcontractor's employee had become a candidate for the president of a main contractor. A all rags to riches story. After the wedding, he was living in a big house with a luxury foreign car. Ryan seemed to be on top of the world. His first job title was suddenly a department head. In the next year, he became a division manager. This information came from an Anderson Metal Works engineer and Kevin from Redfield Motors. By any chance, Ryan, did you also drop out of high school? Or rather, are you a high school dropout? Are you what you call the bottom? Why would you think I'm a high school dropout? You know Jack, right? I was his junior in the club. He really pushed us hard. You graduated from Midwestern High. Yes. Ryan, me, and even my father. We all graduated from Midwestern High. Well, that's a prestigious school known for its academic excellence. I was top of my class until middle school. Once I got to high school, I was surrounded by geniuses. Couldn't keep up with the classes and lost all motivation. I'm a high school dropout. So what? I'm the bottom. Well, being a dropout doesn't matter when you're an adult. We will be stopping all dealings with Redfield Motors and we'll be filing for unpaid dues and damages. We'll be taking legal action. Thank you. What does this mean? A subcontractor suing the main contractor. Ryan, it seems you've been treating others similarly elsewhere. Unpaid dues, arrogant behavior. Your last resort is always, I'll stop dealing with your company, right? Now you know how that feels. As a subcontractor, it's none of my concern. I'll get someone else to make it. Please do so if you can. Thank you. Understood. I'll take this as an expensive lesson. Damn it. I'll find someone to make it for me. Ryan was grabbed by the scruff of his neck by President Redfield, who then left. Ryan found a company overseas willing to manufacture for half the price we quoted, and he called our office the other day. To me, he bragged, serves you right. I managed to deliver on time and was relieved. I should have gone with them from the start. A few weeks later, a recall occurred at Redfield Motors' client location. Apparently, the cause was defective parts supplied by Redfield Motors. The client demanded a substantial amount in damages. Ryan had the parts made by an overseas company using the design we provided for the main contractor. However, the design was for the sample, and it required further improvements in over 100 areas to become the final product. Ryan was fired for taking full responsibility for this fiasco. He also got divorced and was kicked out of his house. He was burdened with hefty alimony and child support payments. I heard rumors of Ryan struggling at a construction site, but unfortunately, I couldn't verify them. Redfield Motors was sued for a significant amount by the main contractor for leaking even the sample design. Additionally, the overseas company used it as a base for their own product, making a few modifications and released it as a hit product. Years later, rumors of Redfield Motors potentially going public were quashed, and they seemed on the brink of collapse. We couldn't work with Redfield Motors anymore, but we received inquiries from 3 of the world's largest auto parts companies we had never dealt with before. The recall incident with Redfield Motors seemed to have spread the word about the sample we created globally. We conducted several remote meetings and underwent performance tests at the local sites. Later on, trade negotiations were held in the U.S., and both parties reached a mutual agreement. The deal amounted to more than $70 million. My younger sister and brother graduated from college, with my sister landing a job at a government office and my brother at a securities company. Both of them attended public high school and national universities, which greatly relieved my financial burden. Around that time, I asked Emily, 4 years my senior, out for dinner after successfully closing a deal. Since she was single, I half-jokingly invited her to a movie on the weekend. Sure, it's been years since someone asked me out on a date. We managed to keep our relationship secret from colleagues and seniors and got married after dating for a year. We thought Emily would stay and you'd become the house husband. We were often teased. It turned out that everyone in the department had known for quite a while and had pretended not to notice. My sister and brother insisted on paying for the wedding, which made our honeymoon passable. You'd say, it's a client with a wonderful person who taught me what sales are. But you learned a lot, right? I shared the day's events with Emily, now my wife, as we lay in bed. It's sad though, for his wife and child if he got divorced. According to Kevin, Ryan never liked kids and never once held his child. Apparently, the kid wasn't even attached to him. His continued affairs were discovered, and that, along with everything else, led to the divorce. The work mistake was just the last straw. What about you, Michael? Any affairs? Me, I'm not handsome enough for that. If anything, I'm more worried about you, Emily, with your beauty and great style. At work, I became a supervisor responsible for 5 subordinates. Is this also thanks to your wife's support? They kept teasing me like that, but I didn't mind.